That would make for a great episode if we could interview a bootleg mercher.
Yeah, we got to do like a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to show bootleg merch outside of venues all the time.
That was really good. I don't know how I could attempt to do that.
Give it a try.
Oh, I show bootleg merch.
Hey, howdy, hey. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Mike's Monday Jams, the official podcast for music appreciators everywhere. Today we're going to be talking about the song Avalanche by the group Walk the Moon. Let's get it.
You got a look in your eyes. I knew you in a past life. One glance and the avalanche drops. One look and my heartbeat stops.
Monday, September 15th, EC and MC on the track, right smack dab in the middle of a 30-day month. How do you feel?
I mean, I think it's kind of crazy that September is winding down. Feels wild.
Yes, midway through September feels quite strange to say. And it's funny you bring that up because I was even reflecting, was it last episode when I was like, oh, May wasn't that long ago? And then you were like, oh, it was 4 months ago. And I was like, oh my God. You're so right.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
It was a whole third of a year ago.
Yeah.
That's been sticking with me this week, Loki.
That is pretty crazy to think about.
So we're right in the middle of September, the ninth month of the year. Should be the 7th.
Yeah, but
shout out Julius Caesar.
He said, "Me and Augustus we need our own months." Months. As in July and August.
21 Pilots have dropped a new album. It is called Breach. We were recording before we were able to hear it. The first single was not good, though.
Yeah, not exactly a fan.
But we shall see. They are also suing Temu for pirated merch.
There's pirated merch everywhere.
Yes, so Benson Boone and Tate McCrae are actually suing a bunch of people who have been selling some bootleg merch outside the venues, too.
Who's buying Benson bootleg merch? Y'all get a grip. Start spending money on other things. Like, I don't know.
Better music.
Your rent. Don't be buying Benson Boone merch, you guys. Come on.
Let alone fake Benson
God,
Boone
let alone fake ass Benson Boone merch.
It's so interesting. I feel like I see the counterfeit merch outside of venues all the time.
Always, and I can't
I'm always wondering
forever
where they're getting it. How are they obtaining the designs? How is it? I don't, and it feels like one of those things you buy it and it's like, oh yeah, it looks cool, or it's, save a little bit money. It feels like one of those things you wash it once and it's all
disintegrate.
Gone. It's all gone.
Well, it's like, are those people hired, or are those people making it, or did they purchase it themselves? And then it's like you put a bunch of capital into it to try. I don't know.
I have a lot of questions. It's
kind of like they got little children trying to sell you water bottles outside of events, or, little kids downtown trying to sell you candy bars. It's like, who put you up to this?
I would, that would make for a great episode if we could interview a bootleg mercher.
Yeah, we got to do like a voice.
Yeah. Oh, I used to show bootleg merch outside of venues all the time.
That was really good. I don't know how I could attempt to do that.
Give it a try.
Oh, I show bootleg merch.
Kind of sound like a goblin.
Goblin of sorts.
Yeah, it just gives. Did you ever? I mean, you ate Lucky Charms growing up, maybe.
I mean, yeah, I've indulged in Lucky Charms before.
Sometimes in the box, kid cereal come with toys. Sometimes the Lucky Charms boxes, they come with the iron-on designs. I just remember being a kid being so dumbfounded by the fact that you were granted the opportunity by Kellogg's Lucky Charms?
Yeah, I think so.
General Mills? General Mills. That General Mills would grant me the opportunity to create my own T-shirt. I just was like, how do I even do that? And then, of course, it has like the iron-on instructions or whatever. But, of course, I was never going to do it. But
Like, make a Lucky Charms T-shirt?
yeah, like they had a design you could, and they were like, oh, you can just iron it on. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, again, I don't know how I thought T-shirts were made, but I was like, I don't know. But so the bootleg merch, to me, it lends itself to that. Like
Yeah, I
iron
mean,
on.
I think they're screen printed. They usually look screen, because ironing on stuff is hard.
Yes.
It would be hard to make that many of them, and also like printing, like that. They're harder to find now because there's so many other ways to iron on stuff to T-shirts. But it used to be like you'd have like the printer paper. It was like iron on printer paper, and yeah, but it doesn't look right.
No, it does not. Mark Chapman, who infamously assassinated John Lennon in 1980, was denied parole for the 14th time.
How the hell has he been up for parole 14 times?
I couldn't tell you, but his next hearing, I think, is in a year and a half.
How old is he?
That I don't know. Mr. Catcher in the Rye. 14 attempts.
Yikes.
Is pretty crazy.
Don't let him out.
Do not free his cousin.
Do not free his cousin.
Do not free his cousin.
Says free my cousin. Somebody commented, do not free his cousin, and I'm with them.
You have a Cardi B update?
She won the case, you guys. I mean, we pretty much guessed it because, you know, the fat bitch not gonna win. Cardi's words, not mine. But yeah, Cardi won. She's good. She's enjoying her time with Stefan Diggs, unbothered. She recently said in some interview I saw that she wants to have more babies. And it's like, I want Stefan Diggs to give me more babies. And it's like, Bestie, I think you got like 4 or 5. Like, you already got so many.
Maybe take care of the ones you got.
I mean, I think they're probably pretty well taken care of, but probably not by her.
Yes.
So,
the VMAs happened, which I watched none of. Do you have any?
obviously, I also did
Insider
not watch the
takeaways?
VMAs. But I have some things I've seen.
We're of course referring to the Video Music Awards.
Video Music Awards. Sabrina's performance of Tears, fine, whatever. I overall heard a lot of lackluster. It wasn't that exciting. Can I share a controversial opinion?
Depending on what it is.
I don't understand Tate McCrae. I don't understand her at all. I get that men think she's hot. Like, I get, like, her appeal to the male eye. But as an artist, and most definitely as a dancer, I don't get it. Because she claims, like, her thing is that she's a dancer. Like, she's really good at dancing. I've seen some spastic moves. And also, I think she's, like, trying to do, like, a 2000s, like, Britney Spears type of, like, wardrobe vibe. But to me, it looks a little... Not that she's not rail thin. Of course she is. But it looks... Some of the things are a little unflattering. And I don't understand it. I don't think she's actually very talented at dancing. I do sometimes get that song... that was in the F1 movie in my head because it's like all like I see it all the time. It's like in Instagram reels and stuff. And then her sports car song, like that one, I like the songs. It's like whatever. I'm really not even making a statement about her music, mostly about her dancing because she supposedly prides herself on being good at dancing. But I have not seen anything I would describe as good.
Damn, that's tough. I was gonna attack the songs.
Well, I mean, I'm not even a fan. I'm not like listening to them at all.
I haven't.
If it was the only thing, I'm not like disturbed by it. I'm not a hater.
I haven't heard a single thing I would even remotely like. There's something just not redeemable about
She's
her
not
music.
your type of woman.
Well, I am more referring to the music, but yes, perhaps that as well. But
That's why I'm like, I think some men like her.
I don't get the music appeal though, because I see her music pop up on a lot of like my fellow friends' stories and whatnot, and people are big fans of hers, but I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't understand. She's also one of these many people of the now that I feel like was instantly famous. Instantly, it's like, how do you not know who Tate McCrae is? And it's like, well, I don't.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not dumb for it.
And I'm not dumb. I mean, I've been aware of her, I would say, for a year now, probably. Just aware of who she is. I do remember was that last year or 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago when we went to see the band Camino in Boston. Wasn't she playing the House of Blues across the street? Or was more recently we went to the MGM?
I don't know.
There was one time we went to the MGM at Fenway, and the House of Blues in Boston is across the street, and Tate McCrae was playing there.
I'd take your word for it.
And people were like, "Oh my God, it's so small! Like, I can't believe she's playing there." And I'm like, but also she's like priding herself on all the dancing. Is the bitch even singing? Probably not. It's probably lip sync.
Yep. If
I'm not like criticizing that at the VMAs. I'm not criticizing lip syncing at an award show or Macy's parade. Like everybody does that, but like at your own concert.
If you moving like that, it's impossible to.
Yeah, I don't. Or you're just playing the song and like you're maybe at some point singing over it.
Yes.
But yeah, that's my controversial opinion. Her VMAs performances I've seen on my Instagram, yawn. Okay, I'm yawning.
I don't
or
know if
maybe
it's
even giggling a little bit.
Not giggling.
Because it's like somebody choreographed that, and you're like, "This is my thing." She's giving a sexual Jojo Siwa in her dance moves.
Oh, my neck.
That's a new one.
Which I guess JoJo thinks she's that now too, but you know what I mean. Everyone watching is like, no, we don't.
Dream guest on my podcast.
A dream guest on my podcast? What's a dream guest on your podcast?
I already have my dream guest every single day. I'm
glad you didn't say, maybe one of my exes.
I'll say Jojo Siwa. You know, should probably keep things interesting.
Honestly, like, I do love Jojo Siwa.
Stream Karma by Jojo Siwa.
No, she got a new song.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, maybe this is music news. Jojo's got. She constantly I don't know how she goes on these tours, because it's like, Bestie, you've got children's music and then you've got like 5 adult songs. Like, there's no album.
What
you just release
audience
songs.
Are you appealing to?
But she released a diss track of herself, and I I kind of like it. I gotta respect her for it. I sent it to Lauren and Tori, and they both were like, "Emma, what the hell is wrong with you for saying you like this?" But
I will third that.
Some of it is a little clever. Like, some of her insults of herself are a little clever, and she samples a dance mom meme in it. So I kind of like that. I gotta commend JoJo for that one.
Well, it's our yearly review of Talking is Hard, the album, of course, by Walk the Moon, today's artist. I say yearly review of it because in 2023... on September 18th, the episode for September 18th, we covered the song "Come Under the Covers" from this album.
That was our first episode that like did kind of well.
Yes, and then
in our standard.
Last year on September 16th, 2024, we covered "Portugal," the song.
Wow, that's pretty
and
crazy.
Now
we've got a real tradition.
September 15th, we are covering "Avalanche."
God, in 2030, when we complete the album, we better have more listeners, okay?
But
spread the word, y'all.
Obviously, this was not planned. This is pretty remarkable that it has fallen every single time in the same week of September.
It's really telling about the time of year.
It is. So that's another piece of the puzzle, right? We're continuing the progression into fall. We've got a lot of leaves falling on the ground and a crisp crunchiness to the air in the
Ooh.
morning, especially. It's that time of year where you definitely don't know how to dress, because if you show
Y'all
up to
can
work
see I'm
with a
I'm
sweater,
cuddled
you're
up. I'm almost wearing pajamas.
if you show up to work with a sweater, you're gonna get a heat stroke by 2 p.m. So, but today's artist, I don't, I think we've covered
At length.
in depth, it seems, but they might be our only three-peat in the podcast era at the moment. Definitely the only album we've talked about 3 songs from, which is not something I planned or imagined.
Extremely
pictured for.
random.
Yes, it could seem arbitrary from the ongoing listener, but if you've kept up with us through this unintentional series, then hopefully you've gotten the point by now.
Hopefully you're like, yeah, this album sounds like fall. We get it.
But a couple things in my research this time. I did not realize that the name for the band Walk the Moon came from their love of the Police. So the Police reappearing in, the song Walking on the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So the band name was derived from that, which I thought was cool. And I really think the sands of time have not been kind to Walk the Moon.
No.
I say that because this is still their best album commercially, and it came out in 2014. Surprised I didn't know the exact date off of recall here, but so 2014. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's been now 11 years since that album's come out.
Wow, yeah.
And sure, they've had some decent-ish singles since then, but nothing that would compare, I guess.
I mean, this is very much of a, 2010s The Pulse era. But
sure.
it definitely is a little more alternative than some of the other stuff, and that's why we like it so much.
Yes.
And obviously not Shut Up and Dance. We're not claiming that's alternative.
No.
But the rest of the album has a little bit more of an alt-poppy vibe to it.
Yeah, and I guess they're proof, just because you have some massive hit single that, kind of makes you a household name, honestly, doesn't necessarily result in long-term success.
No, but I think there's a lot of examples of that.
Well, sure, one-hit wonders, but I think not only just a really breakout single, but a couple albums, decent following for the era that you're a part of. It doesn't necessarily guarantee you a permanent fixture in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of artists that one of their first single is still the song.
Yes.
Even I Write Sins Not Tragedies would
Sure
still be Panic's most popular song.
And think about, in particular the band Camino, it's they've put out so much since 214, but 214 is
they hit
still
so hard early on. It's tough.
214, Daphne Blue, you're not, they haven't exceeded those in numbers yet.
Side note about the band Camino. I didn't even really think about or notice until we did the podcast on the couch and I was editing it that we have 2 Band Camino things next to each other on this wall. There's so much on this wall.
We do.
And we have 2 signed Band Camino things next to each other.
And?
No, I ain't got any problem with it. I just want y'all to know, we do have other things on the wall. It's not just the Band Camino and this above me.
Yeah, we got Sturgill.
Yeah, that's what's above me. There's more than that.
So yeah, it's interesting to me what, it's always interesting to me, what time is kind to, what bands time is kind to, and also what bands get some extra love at random spots in their career for random reasons,
Yes, definitely.
There's
in some bands it takes a long time.
Yeah. We were just talking about this the other day, but the adoration of Fleetwood Mac in particular in the last 5-ish years has skyrocketed.
Yeah, the people who love Fleetwood Mac probably would tell you they've always loved Fleetwood Mac.
It was the same
didn't just start loving it.
It was the same with Queen in 2018-ish. Just an absolute surge.
Like, Bohemian Rhapsody is the best song I've ever heard in my whole life. I have to perform it at every karaoke event.
If you're the type of person to do Bohemian Rhapsody at karaoke, don't call me.
No, it's too damn long, y'all. That's very selfish.
But yeah, no, it's just interesting to me because I remember this was maybe a conversation Ed Sheeran had once with John Mayer, or it definitely came from Ed Sheeran, but something along the lines of like, in order to like make it in the music industry and stay in the music industry, you got to make it 10 years. And I've always like thought about that as like kind of the standard. It's like, oh, if you do it for 10 years, like you can do it for life and you can be a part of it for life. But maybe not so much with groups like Walk the Moon. It's, you know, they had a moment, and it wasn't even 15 minutes of fame. It was maybe like maybe an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a white people function, you're still gonna hear "Shut Up and Dance."
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. You're still gonna hear it at Targets everywhere. And,
yeah.
You're definitely gonna hear it in the grocery
You
store.
could hear some of the other songs from this album at Target.
Yes, Target has a decent way of exposing deeper cuts. Yes. Like I've heard like Laney in a Target before.
Yawn.
You know, that like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not ones
I think
to
you
shy
could
away
hear
from.
every single song off this album at the Stop and Shop, though. That's one
Yes.
thing. Our regional groceries chain, the Stop and Shop, they have really interesting playlists.
Yeah, I mean
We've heard the. I was gonna say
we heard
the
Geese.
the goose.
The Goose.
I was gonna say we've heard the goose multiple times in the Stop and Shop.
Yeah, among many of other random things.
Is it like, are they like spotlighting local artists?
Perhaps
That's why we hear goose in the
Perhaps.
Stop and Shop.
We'll get back to you. Need
Okay.
more.
I'll talk to the
reconnaissance.
old slow woman at the checkout who hates me.
I've always wondered this about establishments, you know, retail stores, grocery stores. Wouldn't it be so awesome if, like, the employees of that branch, that location, made a collab playlist?
Oh yeah,
and that's what you hear.
I think that maybe that happens in like small like restaurants,
Sure.
like burger joints that
Oh,
like
yeah.
aren't chains, like stuff like that. I mean, the Huey's. We know that Huey's, the bartender, has the aux every
Usually,
night,
yes. Mhm.
and I'm sure they take requests from
Yeah.
the local coworkers.
But no, I've always thought of that being like, I know you always talk about the cast member group me for Disney World, but it's like I always picture a collaborative playlist of folks at an establishment, and I think that's fun.
I think a collaborative playlist of the people that work at our local Stop and Shop would be unfortunate.
I don't know if they're listening to Goose. It may not be as bad.
Maybe the manager has it good, but some of the others probably not.
But I think another element to Walk the Moon may be fading a bit. I think they all have like families, and they were choosing that, prioritizing that, which is
Okay.
totally cool, bro.
Glad to hear it's your choice.
Totally cool. I don't know why this is now just coming to mind. Maybe just about hearing songs in public, and you hear this artist a lot in public. But do you see Ari's finally going on the Eternal Sunshine tour or
yes,
whatever?
I should have brought that in my music news.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. The tour is extremely small.
Yes, there's like
There's
5
10
locations.
dates.
There's like 4 dates at like 5 locations.
Yeah, and yeah, apparently there was like a lot of like it was like
Massive demand.
really
for it,
hard
yeah.
to get it, which is interesting because now I get it. Ariana Grande was in the biggest movie of the year last year.
She will probably be in the biggest movie of this year.
Yes. Oh my God. Be
Like,
so excited.
She's in the movie, not probably she's going to be. No, she's in it.
It will
but
probably be the
probably
biggest movie of the year
biggest
again.
movie, yes.
But look, I saw Ariana Grande in concert in 2019, and I paid $35.
In Memphis, Tennessee. She wouldn't touch Memphis, Tennessee right now
No,
with a 10-foot
at the
pole.
FedEx Forum, and it was awesome. I loved it. She played Santa Tell Me and made it snow inside the FedEx Forum. It was
Yeah, you're
awesome.
never getting that experience again.
Nope, definitely not. She's definitely not playing Santa Tell Me. So y'all,
So, but
I
this
fear
is
people are
interesting.
paying a lot of money to like not get the Ari they think they're gonna see. And
Yes.
y'all know I'm a Arinator. I love Ariana Grande, but like I was not being like I need to go to that.
So she didn't do any tour when the album came out, right?
No, I don't think she's toured. I think there's a chance she hasn't toured since that tour I went to like 7 years ago.
Well,
6
this
years
is
ago.
interesting. Oh, yeah, because it was like Thank You Next and something else that she released without tours?
Well, Sweetener and Thank You Next came out like within a single calendar year.
Oh, it was Positions that...
Positions then came out like after COVID.
Right.
But I don't think she toured, because that's the only reason, I'm not somebody to bring up COVID as a time period, but the only reason I bring that out is because I think that I think there was a tour that didn't happen. But then she's saying she's not going to make any music for a while, but then she made Positions.
Yes.
But then that was like in like 2021, so I don't think she was going to tour. And that's why I don't think she has toured since, because there was a whole time that I told you I thought maybe she would never make music again.
Yes.
I thought she was just going to be a famous actress.
Yes. But yeah, it's interesting to see, like, for a star of her size, the lag time of tour or from album to tour, because this came out when, last year or a year before? Was it 2023?
I think
Eternal Sunshine.
No, it came out last year.
But it had to be closer to the beginning, no?
I'm not sure.
Either way, do it, because this tour doesn't
But, like,
start till next summer, right? Summer.
Yeah, it is a
26?
long time. The fact that the tour wasn't this year is kind of crazy, but I guess they still had a lot more to do for the next Wicked movie, and like it is incredibly in depth. Like, obviously they've tried to kill her because she weighs 18 pounds now, so who knows what all she's had to do this year. But there was a lot of the movie that wasn't filmed because there's like so many secrets that March 8th of last year.
March 8th of 24, Eternal Sunshine. Yeah, and they also had so much practical stuff too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like many
full-on
years of making these movies. So I would
set
say that I think
pieces.
that's a valid excuse that she did not tour on this album.
Yeah. But I'm like, I mean, I can't think of any other example of that where it's like there's such a lag time with, and
It's one of those things I'm like, why don't you just go on tour and call it something else? Why do you have to be
Yeah.
touring the album? Like, just
But if I'm the artist and I show up all these dates and the album's been out for almost 2 years and y'all don't know the words, I'll even, like, you had 2 years to learn this
Here's the
crap,
thing.
man.
The only thing that would make me like have FOMO about it is if she like played popular.
Oh, like if she did Wicked stuff.
Yeah. Well,
she
the
was
the only
Wicked.
song she would play would be Popular, but like that would be so good.
I suppose.
But I mean, I like me some older Ari.
Yes.
So I wasn't in love with Eternal Sunshine. So
Well, let's talk about Talking is Hard, shall we? It might be difficult for us to talk about Talking
we talk
is Hard.
every week.
Yeah, clearly not difficult to talk about this album as we've now.
Well, it's getting harder because what else do we have to say?
Again, still their biggest album to date, coming out in 2014. And really, like, and I don't mean this maybe in a bad way. I think it's just true, but the song "Shut Up and Dance" hides so much.
Yeah, I'm not like saying there's anything wrong with that song. I'd like definitely don't. I would never listen to it on my own. When it came out, I did. I would never do that now. But the rest of the album is so good and so much better.
It's like it casts this like large shadow.
It makes
on-
you think the whole album would sound like that, and it doesn't.
Yes, no, it does not. And so I find that interesting, and I wonder how many other artists suffer from that, where it's like the biggest lead single that you have is a blessing and a curse in the way that it's obviously brought you a lot of recognition, but it is quite literally taking away from a lot of your other stuff.
definitely. I'm like racking my brain to think of another example, but I definitely think that is true.
So I mean, and it might be difficult to think about at least an example for modern times, because it seems like people are going back more in the direction of listening to albums, especially when you see like these mega pop stars, like, I don't know, Taylor Swift, Sabrina, like, even when we looked at her numbers last week for the album,
Yeah.
and they all had, every single song had at least like 20 million streams or whatever, and it had only been out a week. It's like maybe people are actually trending more in the direction of like listening to a complete experience, like whatever the artist feeds them, which is great.
Yeah.
I don't think
Well,
we're
it's
there
also,
yet,
like,
but I
you're
think
not-
we're
like,
starting
so
to get there.
few people listen to the radio, so
Yes.
like it's not like you're only hearing singles. You're
Exactly.
hearing what you seek out.
Yes. So, yeah, no, the song "Shut Up and Dance" hides it, and not takes away, but I mean, it just big shadow. on the rest.
Overshadows, yeah.
So your 3 singles, as a reminder from Talking Is Hard, is of course "Shut Up and Dance," "Different Colors," and "Work This Body," which, you know, we're good for the next 2 years. We could at the very least talk about, I guess 3 years. We could talk about all of those, because we haven't talked about a single
Work
yet.
This Body is the closest sounding to Shut Up and Dance, like
Yes.
poppy one. Used to do, I'm sure I've talked about this in every episode we've done, but I used to do Work This Body as one of my songs in my dance fitness class, my days class, my Zumba class. We would do jumping jacks. So we would work our bodies.
Some reminders for Talking Is Hard. They wrote it in an old Masonic lodge.
Oh.
They wrote and it was in Kentucky. They wrote like 50 songs for it. So they wrote like
That's
way
too many.
too much for it. But they obviously,
If they were Morgan
trimmed it
Wallen,
down.
they would have
They just cut it
would have
all.
recorded all of them.
Yeah, they just would have cut it all. Lots of influence to it, but in particular from folks like the Talking Heads, and I think that's pretty evident. Just a little sidebar discussion about the iTunes store,
Oh?
because looking back at some of this information on this album, it mentioned a lot of like, oh, it was available for pre-order on the iTunes store, like it was available to purchase like on the iTunes store, blah blah blah. I feel like there was such an intense period of my life where I would just like glued to the iTunes store, you know, like
I would look at like the
wanted-
top charts and
Yep.
like
and I
wanted to buy
wanted the iTunes gift card so I could put the
yes.
stuff on the iPod. Like it was such an intense period of time.
Intense.
I feel like such a jam-packed, intense period of time that really only lasted not that long
No.
before like streaming took over, and then it was like, I don't know, I had a Spotify account back in like 2014, 2015, and it was like I forgot who the iTunes store was.
The idea of paying $129, which
What is it now?
now would probably be $3. The idea, especially like you think about like how much more expensive something would be, like yeah,
I'm going to the iTunes store now. Hold, please. Continue to speak.
Sorry. Like that is so crazy. Like now I would never be like, yeah, I'm going to pay $1.29 to be able to listen to a song forever. Like that's so crazy. Also,
Still $1.29.
oh, well, probably cuz it's like nobody's doing it.
Yes.
Like and they think they're going to get anybody to do it by making it more expensive, but they're definitely like not, I mean, they're not making it the money that way.
And you can get Sabrina's new album, Man's Best Friend, for a total of $9.99. That's actually kind of cheap.
Yeah.
If this is your preferred method of music.
Nobody's in 2025.
I do remember when they went up to $1.29. I feel like when I first
From
was
99 cents?
Yes, I feel like when I first was active on the iTunes store, it was 99 cents.
Yeah, agreed. I remember then maybe you'd find a song that was like really bad or old,
Yes.
and it would still be 99 cents.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the idea of like doing that now is so crazy. But no, I definitely would stalk the iTunes store. I'd like look at the top 10. Like, do I know these songs? I wanted to get the iTunes card so I could buy the songs. But definitely like really crazy. Just like instantly
It just stopped.
gone.
Yeah.
Completely irrelevant.
So just a little, just pour one out for the iTunes store.
Yeah.
Obviously, it still exists, but not much demand for it.
I wonder if you have Apple Music, are they cheaper?
Well, you can just listen to it.
I know, but like if you're are they gonna trick you into thinking you're getting a deal or something?
I don't know. I'd be down to do a video on the iTunes store, low key, because like I was a lurker on the iTunes store.
You go full Eddie Burback and like dive into the iTunes store.
Perhaps. Obviously, it seems like this album has aged very well. We're still listening to it and still talking about it for 3 years in a row.
Yeah. Obviously, we're really thinking seasonally. What time of year did the album come out?
I think December.
Oh, Christmas?
Oh, please. You saw them, right, on this tour?
I sure did. No clue what time of year it was. I feel like maybe it was fall when I saw them because there's a picture of me at it and I was wearing a very fall-colored sweater, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. December 2nd.
You saw them. It's on the thing. October.
Oh,
Does that
yeah.
say October?
Yeah. October 21st, 2015.
See, it's conveniently on the wall.
Sorry, y'all can't see that. I'll insert a photo.
So, yes, you did see them in the fall. Do you feel like it encapsulated the portrait, the feeling well?
Yeah, I do just remember it was at Minglewood, so it was like insanely hot in there because Minglewood Hall doesn't think they need to have air conditioning when they have 1,000 people in one room.
Because why would you?
But yeah, like I feel like I thought it was very fall-like. I wore a little dress.
Mm-hmm.
It was 10 years ago, so I was 15.
I mean, we were quite literally are coming up on the 10th anniversary of that for you.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah. I just remember I took some photo and my boobs looked really weird in it. I had to Photoshop them.
Of course, that's what you remember.
I probably said that in every episode, too.
Of course, that's what you remember. But we're talking about Avalanche specifically today. Quite a sleeper pick from the song, from the album.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask me, and I guess I reckon if you ask you too. But also another side note: getting caught in an avalanche sounds horrible, terrifying,
Simply actually deadly.
nightmarish. There was a couple of times I went skiing as a little lad growing up, and I don't remember when I learned about avalanches, but it was definitely before I went skiing. I was terrified, and like the chances of where we went of it happening, like slim to none. But still, it was like,
I think
oh
I'd
my
be
God,
more scared of
terrified.
an avalanche like hiking than I would be skiing.
yeah, I guess.
You wouldn't catch me dead skiing though, so
No, it's definitely not something for you.
yeah, no, not for the accident prone.
But so the actual thought of an avalanche sounds incredibly terrifying. But there's two meanings to the song confirmed by the band, said to be both about a story of a Midwest kid looking beyond and seeing what is out there and dreaming big, but also simultaneously about the moment of seeing someone and getting that jolt of knowing them somehow but never meeting them. So like knowing them like in a past life, which is I knew you from a past life. You ever feel like you've encountered that in the wild?
Maybe. I feel like I would say I have a little trepidation when meeting new people, so I don't know if I'm warm enough to feel that way about others. But I think that says more about me than if I've had that feeling before.
But I don't know if it's even warmness. It's just like there's maybe a hint of familiarity to somebody that you don't know, but you recognize immediately.
Well, I assume you felt this way.
Nothing I can point out in particular, but I wouldn't like put it past me. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's people that you meet for the first time that you naturally feel a little bit more comfortable around.
This is
I
true.
would say.
Definitely.
So maybe that kind of is hinting in that direction.
Yeah.
But the allegory, of course, is the fact that it's one of those feelings that hits you like an avalanche, like really quick, like, and it's just a rush of emotions very, very quickly because it's like, wait a second. It kind of stops you in your tracks. Have I met you before? So, but yeah, it's just that like instantaneous, like deep recognition feeling, which obviously does not happen often for people.
No.
But I'm sure maybe at home you could maybe think of an experience or two.
Yeah.
Especially, and this is kind of in the same vein but different of, I think I get recalled a lot by smells to the olfactory sensors, like particular smells like full on transport me to other places sometimes. So maybe this is kind of like a similar feeling, but not necessarily thinking in the past, but more the future.
Yeah.
But it has reflective tones to it. The song in general, it sounds like leaves are falling. I think the best example of their like fall sound for this album is definitely "Come Under the Covers," which is why we addressed it first.
The first one.
But this one is still right up that alley.
It's just a little more upbeat.
Yeah, and definitely reflective, but the arpeggiated like guitar melodies and stuff definitely give it that appearance of like fall and the key that it's in as well. Which I'll say the live recordings of the song, and we know this because we have the live album from this tour.
Where that came from, I don't know.
In the live recording, they definitely take it down a half step or a whole step. Make it easier to sing, I presume. But honestly, them taking it down a half step, whole step made it sound a little bit more reflective. Whatever key that was, it was very.
Yeah, it sounds a little. It gives a little bit more mood to it.
Yes, like the studio recording sounded brighter.
Yes,
but it's still very, very reflective and fall time feeling.
I think the most like this is gonna sound stupid. I've got a stupid thing to say, but like in the chorus, his little background vocals when he goes, that kind of sounds like the feeling of crisp air.
Okay.
Like
I don't think that's stupid. Why do you
like
think? Why would you think that was stupid?
I hear that in my head when I feel a little fall breeze.
See, that's not stupid.
You guys, I have a problem.
What?
I'm just always trying to explain myself.
No, I wish you would.
I'm always qualifying my statements.
No, I wish you provide more opinions like that whenever we talk about the songs. I feel like sometimes I'm always just out here like, talking about musical themes and stuff.
I don't
and
always have things like that to say.
This is fair, but especially for songs that you like
Wait,
this.
see, I have things to say about songs I like. That was why I shared that.
That is true. Most of the time, you're just like, yeah, it's good. I like it.
I don't always have things to say.
You need to be keeping up with the theme of 2025 and listening intently whenever we do our pre-show listens. You got to be thinking. Got to be actively.
Okay, maybe I need to take notes.
Yeah, that would be.
I've been
helpful.
actively listening to things that I have to report on. Last week, y'all, I insisted.
You were the news segment.
I was the news segment, and I said I had to listen to Sabrina's whole album so I could report on it.
Thank God. Yeah,
and everybody was waiting on it.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. But that's Avalanche. It's a great one to listen to. Definitely worth, not skipping whenever you go through this album. I think you'll like it. You should definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the segment portion of today's show. Kicking us off as always is Emma's Everyday Jam, the song that you've been regularly bumping and cruising along to in the past week. What you got?
All right. Well, y'all, I've been really busy, so I wouldn't say I've been jamming that much. I'm sorry. I hate to say it.
Boo.
But this week I have an everyday jam that is an involuntary everyday jam. Not that I have a problem with it or that I don't like the song, but I have been going to Pilates classes. And you think about Pilates, you think about girls in, expensive workout clothes.
Moms.
Smoothies. You might not necessarily think of My Chemical Romance.
Smoothies with green shit in them.
Green shit. You probably are not thinking about My Chemical Romance. However, I have gone to 2 Pilates classes in the past week in which the instructor played Teenagers by My Chemical Romance, which I'm not angry about. I'm down with that vibe. Play Teenagers in your Pilates class, but I'm pretty sure probably a lot of other girls are like, are we listening to emo music right now? But I like it, so Teenagers is going to be my everyday jam, but not necessarily because I have been clicking play.
They said I'm teenagers scared the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll lead you alone, but not me.
Interesting choice. I also
Thanks.
wouldn't associate that with Pilates.
No, not at all.
And now it's time for our major minor chords, a segment of the show in which we discuss our respective highs and lows for the week. What you got?
Y'all,
I think I know what your minor is.
my minor is that I'm a burn victim. I'm on the up and up now. I'm on the mend, but I intensely burned my hand the other night. Worst burn feeling I've ever encountered. Was up all night because it hurt so bad. Had to take off work because I had a kitchen accident. I'm on the
You
mend.
had an incident.
I had a serious incident. I'm on the mend now, and my fingers are doing pretty good. Only one of them has any broken skin at the moment.
Mhm.
But y'all be careful.
Mhm.
When you're in the kitchen, if you
Sometimes your heaps can turn on the
yeah,
stove and you
he's
ain't got
saying
no idea.
my hips. He's saying hips is heaps.
Your heaps.
Yeah, I think my big old butt knocked against the burner and turned it on underneath a pan that I thought was cool, and I had set it on the stove, and I was gonna pick it up and clean it, and I must
The
have.
pan was cooking.
The pan was hot. The pan was burning hot. It was on high, and I went full on, pawed it. Luckily, it's my left hand, but she's on the mend. We're doing good. That was definitely my minor. Definitely threw a wrench in my week. But I haven't missed a beat,
And
except for a whole day of work. But
the cause for the burn, the baking's phenomenal.
yeah, the cookies are bomb.
Phenomenal cookies were made. So small sacrifice
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make. Thank
Small
you.
price to pay to have delicious cookies. But then my major is, y'all, you're listening to this on Monday. When you're listening to this, Dancing with the Stars premieres tomorrow. The cast list, pretty lackluster.
Subpar.
But got 2 Mormon wives. Y'all know I love the Mormon wives. We've got Robert Irwin, who's strangely pretty hot.
It's a child.
He's 21 or 22. 22. And yeah, so it's gonna be good. I'm so excited. I love Dancing with the Stars. It's my favorite time of year. I think it's part of the reason I love fall. It's like that's what it used to come on in the fall and the spring, but they don't do that anymore. Now it's just the fall. But so excited. So that's my major.
I just can't wait to hear Alfonso go. Thanks, Julianne.
Thanks, Julianne.
No minors. We're still rocking.
Your minor should be that you feel bad that your wife was a burn victim.
Well, I do,
I'm just kidding.
but
I've healed pretty quickly, it seems.
yes. And you've had a great attitude about it.
Oh, thanks.
But major recently, as of today, I came across 2 boxes of records that somebody at work just up and gave me.
Very
Because
cool.
they were like, oh, I know you they came across them somehow. And they called and they were like, hey, this is actually not work related. And I was like, oh, okay, what? And they had 2 boxes of records and they were like, do you want them? Do you want to pick through them? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll pick through them. And I was like, is anybody else picking through them or whatever? And she was like, no, you can have them.
You did her a favor.
So yes, I took them. Haven't really combed a lot through them, but definitely a lot of old, swingy kind of stuff. Lots of maybe some big band, but also some early swing type records. So I'm excited to come through more. There's some Lou Monte on there.
Yeah, earlier he was picking through them, and he was like, oh, there's like some like Italian type stuff in here. And I went, oh, is there any Lou Monte? Who's that guy, if y'all remember?
Have another.
maybe earlier this year, I think, on the pod. Have another pizza pie. I love it when you look well fed. That was one of our honorable mentions. Song about fattening up your wife, and by Lou Monte. And as I said that, you like just landed on a Lou
Literally
Monte.
flipped through them, and I was like, "Wow, look, it's Speak of the Devil."
I brought him to the box.
Dominic the donkey is in our house. So pretty cool. Still need to come through that. I'm sure you'll get some updates on that, but definitely a big major, and it's nice to be thought about in that way. Now it's time for our honorable mentions. The songs that almost made the cut follow a similar rhyme or reason to today's episode. And starting us off is probably my favorite from the album. We talked about it last year, but Portugal by Walk the Moon is a good choice for today.
It's my favorite as well.
Once upon a time in Portugal, so I say I'm sorry I can't, I've got plans. As I watch the time slip through my hands, what you don't know now, one day you'll learn.
Next up, this live album was released last year, but for some reason I'm kind of hooked to it recently. They released an old Nat King Cole live album from the Blue Note in Chicago, and I've just been listening to it a lot recently, and so you should check out his take on Love Is Here to Stay, the Gershwin song from that recording. It's pretty good.
But oh my dear, our love is here to stay.
And last but not least, been listening to a lot of Bastille on runs recently.
Oh.
Great for runs, actually. Bastille,
Yeah.
very very high energy and pump up. But Warmth is a good one from my favorite album of theirs, Wild World. And that's one of those albums where the title is in a lyric for one of the songs, which is cool. I like that.
I liked it.
So go listen to Warmth. That's going to do it for us this week, folks. We appreciate the like, follow, comment, share, subscribe, listen, rating, all that good stuff. And we will see you next week.
Bye.